How's everybody doing out there? We got a great guest today. We got my buddy Drake, who I haven't seen for 30 years up until a couple months ago. And I don't want to talk about our past, though, so let's keep it on the future, okay?
Yeah, we got to keep it rated PG.
Exactly. Well, Drake's here. He's got a bunch of stuff going on with Cowboys for Cause. They got a big event coming up here this weekend. Why don't you tell everybody about it, buddy?
Well, good to see you, Biff. Yeah, Cowboys for a Cause, we founded it probably about 7 years ago, but we've been doing it for 19. We put on the annual Christmas Day event in Norco for the needy. We've grown it up to between 550 and 700 meals on Christmas Day and over 1,000 kids' toys. And now we've moved it into many other things. That's one of the reasons we called it Cowboys for a Cause. Is it's any cause that's local. You know, God bless the rest of the world, but I don't know them that well.
Yeah, we're going to take care of ours.
Yeah, take care of it right here. So this weekend we're doing an event up at the ranch for the veterans. We're hosting 50 veterans. They're going to get a wellness check in the morning, a breakfast at the Elks Lodge, and we'll shuttle them up courtesy of of your graciousness of donating van shuttles for us to be able to run them up. They'll come up. They'll spend a day on the range. We'll do a barbecue lunch. We've got Brad Johnson and the Killing Time Band playing after that, and then we'll shuttle them back to the Elks Lodge. And at the Elks Lodge, they'll have a full health inspection and health consulting. We've set up a little store with hygiene products and the necessities. And then the Chick-fil-A out of Redlands has graciously donated sandwiches for the evening, and it'll culminate there. I understand you guys started Petter's Angels.
We have, and we're doing the same thing you're doing. We just got done sponsoring about 150 people for Thanksgiving. We contributed some toys to your deal for the kids. We did some other stuff. So, you know, like I've talked before this podcast is, you know, we're pretty fortunate to have what we have and to help people that really need help. You know what I mean? Especially the people in our local areas and stuff like that. And I'm all about kids. Right. You know what I mean?
I remember a quote you told me. 3 of the worst things people like to do is a dentist appointment and a lawyer's appointment and buying a car. And
that's 100% the truth.
You've come up with some programs, and we've co-created some programs for first responders, veterans, and we're going to continue to move that into the communities that take care of all of us. And we need to do that. You don't always have to be in need in order to be in need. About looking out for others, doing right by the community, you know, doing what you and I have done for a long time, which is networked and pull people we know in together.
That's it. That's why, you know, me running back into you is crazy because we did all this stuff 25, 30 years ago. We had the ARC at-risk children where we the police officers pull up at the park and give the kids soccer balls and start a relationship between the police and these kids that may never get one until they get older, and then they're probably running away from the cops.
Yeah.
So it's the idea is to understand, like you said, first responders. We had a conversation the other day. When people buy cars in the city they live, there's sales tax revenue that gets generated to the cities. And that turns around and takes care of the infrastructure. So they're building roads, they're doing better schools, they're doing all the things to support the community. So that's where we're going to get in bed with you is these first responders. You live in this area, you should buy in this area. Don't be going to Orange County or LA. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Support
your own backyard. Themselves.
Yeah.
Paying themselves back. And it's about bringing community back. You know, it's been broken down. You know, the boys and I up on the ranch, and Travis and Brian and Austin that is part of the ranch now. You know, we're trying to carry that on through everything that we do and everywhere we walk and talk. You know, we got involved with the Elks Lodge 1839 in Beaumont, and their community outreach added to ours and to Petter's Angels and the Petter auto dealerships. You know, it's just building strength, and it's got a ripple effect all the way across the county. Which if we can't take care of our own county, you know, we don't belong doing it anywhere else.
100%. You know, one thing that God has done to me is twice as good to give than to take.
Yes, sir.
And it's the idea, if you give so much more back to the community, I'm not asking for anything back. I'm just telling you it's better for the community if you spend your money in the town you live in. It's better, whether you live in Orange County or wherever. And there goes my phone, which I should have shut off.
I remember too. You can't, you can't give with expecting to get anything back.
Correct.
You don't do a good gesture because you're trying to build your karma train. Best part of giving is not expecting, and the most sincere giving is that doesn't have an ulterior motive. And I know when we all paired up, and same thing with all the boys on the ranch and those associated with it, we're all like-minded in that matter, and it's easy to put something together when you got a support staff that as giving as you want to be. When we get together and decide, hey, let's do this veterans event, it gets well received and everybody jumps on it, and the hardest part we have is getting those that need it.
Yeah.
We started the second Christmas event, Boots and Badges and Banning at Banning Police Department, reaching out to that community. We put that together in 6 weeks, and that went great. You guys donated toys. AD brought up some bikes, and Chick-fil-A got involved with us, and the Elks Lodge, and we had over 400 people, 400 kids, and give out over 600 kids toys, and we put it together in 6 weeks. This veterans event, is reaching there's veterans that are doing very well, and there's veterans that are not doing very well. And ideally, we want to reach the veterans that aren't doing well, but there's not a mailing list for that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to
Well,
find.
they they're tough guys. They keep that stuff to themselves.
Yes. Yeah, it's very prideful. And once a veteran, always a veteran, and it can't be forgotten. We're sitting here like we are.
Because of the veteran.
Yeah, because of them.
And also because of what's going on, in the Middle East right now. You know what I mean? All the people in the military right now, what they're sacrificing for us to have our way of life. And if we can't help those people that are doing things like that, we need to check out.
I agree with you. 100% agree. And we're all trying to do more. A lot of society's trying to do less, take more. As long as I've known you, we've always been doing more and taking less. So too stupid to know we can't do it.
Well, I'm going to bump my head a few times. I'll keep doing that. I'm not even worried about that.
Yeah, I'll join you on the floor.
Yeah. It's just, it's good when you can become partnerships with people that have the same vision. It just makes us that much stronger. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because if anybody ever talks, about you in a negative way, they're not going to like what I have to say back. Okay.
Sure.
And I know vice versa with you, because the people that talk smack, they don't know us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to get on a negative.
No, but there's an old saying too that I live by, which is if they ain't talking about you, you're doing something right or wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just wasted energy. If you got that kind of energy, you may as well put it into something good, and I'm proud of the fact that I had to explain to the IRS cause because they said it was vague. Well, it's nondescript. I said, well, everything we do is kind of nondescript. We support neuroblastoma and breast cancer, which my mom struggled through, and all the other misfortunes that happen, but we're not going to say no to somebody just because it doesn't fit one particular thing. We're a local organization.
Well, it's like you out at that golf tournament the other day, charity for charity. You know what I mean? That's one of those things where they take a kid that's going through cancer or whatever's going on, and they grant them that wish. It's like the Wish Foundation, but nobody hears about it because it's not as big. But guess what? It's still going on. It's still helping people.
Right.
But it's here in the community.
Right.
Is really where it's important.
Yeah. It's where we can make an impact, and you get to see those. You get to see those people. Year after year after year. I remember the first time we did our Christmas Day. And people would come back year after year, some coming back to get dinner and all that stuff, and many coming back to participate as a volunteer because they're back on their feet. That's what it's all about, helping people help themselves.
Paying it forward.
Yes, sir.
The other day I'm at the Target in Hemet, and this lady keeps putting her card in, right? And it's not working, okay? And it's probably $80, $90. I don't remember what it was. And you could tell she was getting frustrated, right? So I just handed the cashier $100, said, I'm paying it forward. Go ahead, check out, give her the change. Let's go on with life.
Yeah, exactly right. We were talking in the truck earlier about, the impact of COVID and Y2K and all that, and the unnecessary scramble that people make for things that don't pertain to what the serious worries about. And Austin, who's battled his whole life, he was telling us that back during that period in COVID, he bought wet wipes. Instead, everybody was buying toilet paper and water, and he bought extra packages of wet wipes because he would see a mother with a child and it was already out. Well, he bought extra and gave them out, and he's battling. He just had a newborn child that's in NICU, and he's got his own battles, but everybody is unselfish.
Yeah. Well, I've known with the guys that you have brought all your guys, Cowboys, out at your ranch, they follow your lead, but they don't have to follow your lead because that's their lead too.
Yeah, I don't want to run them down a rabbit hole, but Travis Roberts and I met years and years ago. He lives up in the area, and he's as much this ranch as I am, and it's one of those, you make a phone call and they're all in. But that's the way it is. It's the way it's been all our lives and back in the day. Midwest values. Nothing against the West, but this is an I, me, my society, and we're all about we.
Well, you were telling me a funny story the other day about, and Travis told me too, you had a cow had a baby out at the ranch.
Oh, yeah. Firstborn, first calf heifer, kind of like a teenager giving birth to a child. They forget they gave birth to a child. They just kind of walk away and go back to their life. Yeah, so the calf's born, and now we're having to bottle feed the calf, and it's time out of the day, but, it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility.
I want to see all these tough guys with bottles in their hands feeding the baby cow. I want to take pictures of all your guys, and I'm going to put them on Instagram. We're up at the lake, up at the Twin Lakes Ranch, and we're giving the cow the baby bottle.
Yeah, Austin's kind of taking the lead on that,
Austin, you
26-year-old.
Huh?
There's a lot of pictures of him bottle feeding that calf, but just about every guy that comes up there, man or woman, child, enjoys that. And it's just a way of, softening society and softening the woes and worries of everything that's going on, self-inflicted or imposed on us. As long as you maintain values and ethics and morals and integrity and dignity and, all that old school stuff that was beat into us, like it or not, made us all upstanding citizens and good family men. Travis has two young girls, and they're raised up with us, around us, and now they're mutton busting, and all of us guys. I'm getting old, so I don't have any kids or grandkids. I got all theirs, so I get to celebrate. Yeah. I get to celebrate the growing up of them. And Brian's got young kids, and they're almost adults, but they're still young kids compared to us. And it's passing it all on to each other.
I know that. I got 8 kids and 10 grandkids, so I know that one. And
I keep working.
I did Grandpa Day Saturday. I was at soccer at 8 o'clock in the morning in Orange County. Then I went to Little League in Orange County, and then I went out to Corona for softball. So my day started at 6:30. I got home at 8 o'clock. I did the three-day tour, or not a 3-day, a 1-day tour of 3 events. And luckily, we won the soccer game. My granddaughter got a couple goals. We won the little game. My grandson went 2 for 3, hit a home run. My granddaughter won her game. She went 3 for 4 and hit a home run. So now, every time they hit home runs, I'm there. They've only had 3 or 4 home runs, and I've been there. So now they're telling me I got to be at every game.
Yeah, and you don't mind that, and the kids nowadays don't realize it, and they won't realize it, because I was young, and I realized the impact that the elder gentlemen and ladies around us growing up really set us for who we are, old rancher guys. And, my parents were a big part of my life. And my mom's passed, but my dad's still around, and he's crotchety as ever. And, we were in business together for 20 years, and still talks to me like I'm 12, but it's all right. At least he still remembers my name.
Yeah. I keep hearing you guys talk about this ranch. Where's the ranch located?
Twin Pines Ranch up in the mountains above Banning on the Idlewild side. It's about 11.6 miles off the 10 freeway. We're at an elevation about 3,650 feet. The the ranch gets utilized a lot for community, to share with the community. So many kids nowadays, thinks, eggs, beef, cheese, all that come from the grocery store, and they do, but it starts way before the grocery store, and you'll be shocked to see how many kids. That's where it comes from, mom or dad, or mom and dad. So we do some ag tourism stuff, school retreats. Believe it or not, the veterans and the community and the adults, it rejuvenates them. We get people that come out from. It's not open to the public. It's all private event stuff. But we get people that tour it from LA, and they blow our phone up. Can't wait to get back out there, because I don't know how they live in LA anyway, but certainly wouldn't fit me. So we share it, pass on the lifestyle, keep the lifestyle alive. We work every day that ends in Y.
What's this shotgun wedding you guys have up there? I heard about.
Yeah, we created a shotgun wedding. Shotgun wedding kind of got its fame when everybody kind of just got married at the last minute drop of a hat. So we started doing shotgun weddings where we actually kidnap the bride or the groom, and when the wedding starts, one of them's missing, and we let the father-in-law and the family get all worried, and about the time they get nervous, we'll shoot off some shotgun blanks and start yelling like one of them was trying to leave, and we'll walk him in with a rope around him at gunpoint and make him attend the wedding. Weddings start out like funerals. Everybody's sitting there staring straight ahead, and they're all quiet, when in fact, it's all about the ceremony, not the sizzle. We need to have some fun. So we start the client off right at the beginning with having fun. It's a little goofy thing we do.
That's pretty cool. We got this big golf tournament coming up too down in Palm Springs. What, April?
Beaumont. Yes, it's the LPGA Epson Tour IOA Championship. It's a sanctioned LPGA event and big community event. It has a 2-day pro-am on the 22nd, 23rd, and you've partnered with us. You're putting up a hole-in-one car for the pro-am participants, and then they have the regular tournament that the pros have to qualify for on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be back at it on Sunday. We also do catering. A lot of the proceeds from our catering goes to the Cowboys for a Cause. So we're catering the pro-am on Wednesday and Thursday. We're catering the VIP 10 on Sunday. You guys will be marketing and showing your community support out there in Beaumont. Plus, we have other charity golf tournaments coming up. We have the on June 22nd. We have in conjunction with the Derby Room and their association, the first annual tournament in commemorating the founders passing in June a couple years ago. You guys are joining us in that. We're doing Petters Angels and Cowboys for a Cause there. And we have the Alaskan Adventure Project, which is dedicated to wounded warriors. And what they do is they take a variety of wounded warriors on fishing trips, Alaska, off the coast of California, a variety of different areas, Northwest Territory. So we're partnering with them and help them support their cause. We do a lot throughout the entire year. You mentioned Charity for Charity. They'll be back at the ranch April 26th. They have a day at the ranch with all of their volunteers and beneficiaries, and they play cowboy up there and feed the cows and run around for a day. And we provide that to them along with their golf tournament. It's usually the first week in February. We do Rick Lozano's Christmas Cheer all year. Rick, his notoriety and his fame came from being a newscaster on Channel 11. This will be our 18th year doing that with him. That's in December. But a lot of community events.
Well, that's why it's the fit with Petters Angels and Cowboys for Cause.
Yes, sir.
They're perfect fit for each other with the same vision of what we can do to give back to the communities.
Yes, sir.
Let me introduce you guys to some of the Cowboys.
Oh, bring them in. The clan. You tall guys got to kneel down. Oh, you got him? Austin Short, Brian McGee, Travis Roberts.
These guys are the guys that make it happen up at the ranch. You
Well,
know
they
what
make
I
it
mean?
happen. They make it happen everywhere.
There you go.
These guys have the same mentality. You know, we're in, and then they figure it out. You know, he's got little ones. He just had a baby last week. Now he didn't, but his wife did.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say,
He's
God
got
bless him if he's the first
Yeah.
dude to pop a baby.
Yeah, his new
He don't need
baby's-
to be a cowboy.
His new baby's in neonatal intensive care, so but it's doing good. Brian's got older children. Travis has young ones. What are they? 3 and 4, Trav?
3 and 6.
3 and 6. Wow. Yeah, and we got your daughter's birthday party May 16th up there, and one of the other guys from the ranch, D9. I just found out his kid turns 18 this year, and I'm like, man, I'm getting old too quick. These kids are just, whoa.
Yeah, but they're getting to grow up around this atmosphere. You know what I mean? Of seeing what their dad does, and that just will carry them on. That they'll grow up that way, and they'll continue that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's the biggest thing we do is figure out how we pass it on to these generations, and they keep doing it. Because, like you said at the beginning of this, a lot of people have lost sight in this United States that we live at now about what it's about, and it's about kids and showing them the path of the right way and how to support people and how to be there for people and just make their life better too while they're making their life better too doing it.
Yeah, I think we're just, I think we're all in agreement. We're just trying to make good citizens
Exactly.
with the young people and make them good citizens. I think Don Finney just walked in. He's a local restaurateur down in French Valley, Don? Yeah, called the Skybox. And
Well, you got
he's
to
a
come
big
over here
supporter.
and be on the podcast. Come around. You're good. Come around, man. We're going to put you.
Don just brought us 4 cases of chicken for the veterans. He's a veteran for the veterans event this Saturday. He's like, oh, I'm a veteran, so he's donating 4 cases of chicken, and he helps us at the ranch. And we recommend everybody,
What's the name
patronize
of
patronize the Skybox.
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 Where's the Skybox at?
Down there on Benton and Winchester, right there in French Valley.
Okay, perfect. Well, I know I'm going to support them.
Yeah.
I feed all my employees, you know what I mean, a couple times a month. So I know where I'm going the next time I'm feeding 80 people. I'm going to the Skybox.
Yeah, he can do it up here too. He does catering as well. We do catering together. He helps with the Riverside Sheriff's Association, which we all do, which we all came from a meeting up there and supporting that organization. But we're all cross helping each other.
There you go.
We do it
Well, I
together.
appreciate, because I know you went up there. I got stuck here. I was supposed to be there today, but I appreciate you going up there for us, because what we're going to try and do with Riverside County Sheriff is, like you said earlier, 3 things people hate to do in life: go see an attorney, go see a dentist, or go talk to a car salesman. Okay, so we're going to make it easy on not Orange County, but Riverside County Sheriff. Give them the best price for the beginning, no back and forth. Just make it simple. You say yes or you say no, and we go from there.
Right, exactly.
So with a group of guys like this, I know that we got no way we're not ever going to succeed at the fullest. So
Yeah, we got it surrounded.
I feel very fortunate to be part of it.
Yep. And I thank all you guys. I don't say it enough, but boy, I sure feel it.
Well, I'm going to say it to him because he's getting a little teary-eyed over there, and he don't do that. So I know that's coming from the heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that I appreciate you coming out here, Drake. It's been a blast. You guys, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir, for what you're doing. And now I'm going to go out and get in Travis. Travis, we had some stuff we had to get handled on his truck, so we went and did it in person this time.
Yep. And we got Austin that we need to have look at a car and talk to you, because we need to track one down for his wife.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
AD, thank you.